Hello.
Baby, say hi to Tina.
Hi, Tina.
All right, we're going live. What's up, y'all? John Melton coming to you live with MyLifestyleAcademy.com. And we are live in My Lifestyle Academy, M Life Nation. We're live in our A-Player Workshop community. We are live on the business page, the YouTube channel. We're live in all the places, including my profile, because I wanted you all to hear from the amazing Tina. In fact, so Tina and I were just talking. Not only is she a top 10 producer, top 10 in all of Canada. She's a Canadian. Where are my Canadians at? Right? She's crushing it. She's consistent. She's a top leader, producer, performer, all the things, but she's also going pro. She is going to be a pro pickleball player. Ain't that right, Tina?
I'm not going pro. I'm not going pro. Those pros are all 16, 17 years old. But hey, I'm living my
Hey, but you know what?
life.
They're going to have different age brackets. That's the word on the street. So, you know, that's what's happening. I see it. I see it in your future. You're going to be competing at the highest level, traveling the world as a pickleball champion. No, but seriously, I know you're a very active, a very engaged leader. You know, you're out there, not just telling people what to do, you're out there doing the do, and I think it's really impressive what you've created, and you built this community of 40,000, mostly women, I'm assuming,
all women.
Yeah, all women, right? Hey, you never know, though. You never know. Some dudes might slide in there. But, I think it's amazing what you've done. I think it's impressive because you decided at some point, and we'll talk about it, that you wanted to help a certain type of person, a person just like you, that was going through similar challenges, and maybe that you could relate to the most. And you said, let me build a community, not to just sell and pitch your product, not to just make it an ATM community, right? We're all about the ATM system, right? Adding people into a group to learn more about our company, our products, etc. But this is your community. This is not a company specific community. And I remember one time we were having this conversation, and this is why I feel so aligned with you, because you're just like us, where it's like, we want to have a community of people that, whether or not they ever buy from us, they're getting value from the community. They're getting value from what we share. And I know that's your philosophy as well. So appreciate you being available. Excited to have this conversation. But before we get into the goods, can you share a little bit about your story, your background, what got you into like network marketing, and then what kind of set you on the path to building your own community? Like when did that light bulb go off? So if you could maybe bring us up to speed on that, that would be amazing.
I would love to. But first and foremost, I want to let you know that that community of over 40,000 wasn't built by me alone, right? It was three of us. I'm a co-founder of this amazing group. Kudos and shout out to Robin Taylor from Sacramento, California, and Melanie McCauley from Shelburne, Ontario. Two amazing women. We founded this group together, and to all our amazing guides that are inside the group that are also part of our team. So I just wanted to shout them out first and foremost, because it takes a village to have a really great group the way we do. Because
and when did you start it?
I'll put that into my story.
Okay, good. Perfect. I love it.
Okay, so in 2016, I was looking on Facebook. I saw a friend. She'd lost 35 pounds. I reached out to her, right, and said, what is this? She showed me her weight loss journey and the products. And I've got to be honest with you, I was looking at them. I was interested. I wanted to try them. But the whole time she was talking to me, I was like, I can sell this. I was like almost rocking back and forth in my chair thinking, oh my gosh, like these products are really amazing. And I know that I can share them with my friends, my family, my whatever. I did not know what network marketing was. I had no clue. And then she said to me, well, you can get it at wholesale or a better price if you join. Sure. The next thing you know, I was invited to a Zoom. There's all kinds of people on a Zoom. I'm thinking, like, what is this? And then I was introduced to the world of network marketing. I completely caught the vision. But I'll let you know, I worked extremely hard with that brand for 5 years. And I did everything that they said. but I could see things moving towards utilizing social media, being able to have a personal brand, all of those things. Like I was seeing them happen, but they weren't happening where I was. And in those 5 years, I earned no money. I spent way more money than I earned. And I was personally growing, right? I was having like, personal development.
Right.
And
But the check wasn't growing.
No, it wasn't at all. And near the end of that 5 years, I just remember going to one of the leaders and saying, I'm not going to come to the weekly Zooms. I want to learn about personal branding. I want to learn about how to share with people in my, demographic, that sort of thing. I want to learn how to niche down. Because I was constantly studying, listening to podcasts, like looking at what all of the leaders were doing. And I shouldn't say leaders, I should say network marketing trainers, and I could see everybody was like going to social media and we weren't. And so
it's weird, right? It's weird, especially during that period, how like people were very against it. And it seemed like COVID kind of forced a lot of people to start using it. But I remember those days too, where people were just like, it's not duplicatable, and building a brand isn't. Anyway, I'm glad you kind of saw what was possible, even though your upline wasn't saying, hey, you should do this. Your company wasn't saying you should do this, but you saw what was possible with social. So that's interesting.
Yeah. And then I saw, of course, what was happening in regards to, we had already built, right, our group or our community, and it was tiny. So the three of us were like working in this group. We're in there every day. And anybody who has a group where it's like one view, one comment,
right,
25 views, when there's 500 people in the group, that sort of thing, understands. And you're like, oh my God, I just can't get this group to work. I can't get people engaged, like it was that kind of thing. Anyways, we went on a search. Really, honestly, we went on a search. We wanted a brand to align with our purpose. Yes. And our purpose, I'll let you know, is like to help midlife women. So our niche and our demographic are women that are exactly our age, who are struggling with a lot of the changes in life, be it perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. It's a big change. And we're of a generation where our mothers didn't teach us about it. Right. So it's just coming, into the open now. And so educating people on that and how we cracked the code on our menopause weight loss and solving our symptoms naturally, all those things we were sharing in the group. And we needed to find a brand. And as a former medical professional, it was important to me, third-party validity studies, right? Like all of the things, I needed all of those things in lines. I needed it to be, I could, take this product or supplement or whatever I was going to talk about and offer it to a patient. And if I could offer it to a patient and I used it and I was successful with it, it's going to pass, right, for me. So there was like a big search. And when we did find that brand, I want you to know this, because this is pretty crazy. We left our current brand in December of 2020. And we flipped the group in 4 days.
Wow.
We flipped the group from one brand to another. And then over that period of 6 months, there were thousands in the group, thousands of people in the group. And it works beautifully. But in that group, like you said, we serve without expectation. So we share not just content, we teach, we have like science-backed solutions as far as our nutrition plans go. We have menopause appropriate exercise from a 23-year Les Mills fitness pro and Melanie. Like we put everything in place, and then we promoted product, but we recommend product. We do not require anybody to order product in order to avail themselves not only of the free content or the free education, but also of our mentorship. That's free too.
I love it.
Right.
And that's how it should be. I mean, that's really what it's all about, because when you build up that, we talk about it all the time, the know, like, trust, they're like, hey, like these people are not just trying to make a buck. They really want to help. they really want to serve, and I'm getting value and I haven't even spent $1. So it's going to not only build up the know, like, trust, but also they're probably going to refer people. They're probably going to share the community with other people, which I know is exactly what happened. But that's where it because, you know, there are a lot of people out there that are probably hesitant. They're skeptical. You know, they're like, oh, you know, here we go. You know, what are they going to sell me? What are they going to? And then they're like, where's the pitch? Like, oh, wow. So, like, I don't have to buy your product to be in here. And then it actually makes them want to buy it because they're like, I don't have to buy it. Now I kind of want to buy it because they're like serving me and helping me without expectation. So I love that. It's such a good point.
Well, I think too, what's really neat is that the three of us formed the group. One of the things that's so important to us, we do utilize social media, attraction marketing, curiosity marketing, but our call to action is always to our free group.
Love it. Smart.
Right. So the call to action always on our socials is to come to the group. And then the amazing thing is that we have a tiny team. We have a tiny team of promoters, but we're all earning.
Yes.
Right. And I love that too, that I can, you know, introduce the products to people on their terms. And then all those people that joined us on our team, they are all women that traveled the journey. So I got to tell everybody in here, you've got to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk.
Yeah.
Right. But what's really cool is people who traveled the journey with us in the group raised their hand and said, hey, I think I would like to be a guide. I would like to earn some extra money. I would like to beef up my retirement plan. Right. Because listen to me. I was a 6-figure earner as an educator. We live on a 30-acre farm, a working farm. We farm hay. There's horses here, all the things, work like dogs. And I still lived in arrears. I still was always struggling with credit card consolidation loans, one tractor tire blow away from, you know, not going on your week-long vacation, all of the things, right? And by transforming my life personally, physically, right? And then sharing that with others, the solutions with others, I don't know, is that my blessing from God, right? To live with a servant's heart, to serve other people. It's an amazing thing.
Right. And if you find a solution, why would you keep it a secret? Right.
Yeah. Well, there's no more credit card debt and there's no more consolidation loans.
That.
Right.
I love how you're like
living in retirement debt free.
Yeah. I love it.
Being able to make choices, but serving others.
And being able to live in Florida when it gets cold in Canada.
Play pickleball. That's the main reason.
Yeah. No, you know, it's so cool. And, you know, what's beautiful about that is once you build that community, you know, you never have to worry about money again. You know, money is no longer an issue because based on the value you bring to the marketplace, money is the byproduct of that, right? The money comes naturally because you're helping people and you're serving people and you have really good engagement. In fact, can you talk about some of that? Like if somebody said, man, I'd love to build my own community. I'd love to build a community for my niche or for people that I want to serve and attract. And that, like, what would you tell people to do to maybe get it started and then ideas to get it engaged? Because like you said, that is the hard part, right? You're like, we got 500 members. Nobody really pays attention, but we got 500 members.
First and foremost, you always have to be having a call to action, and it has to be outside of the community, right? So if you're showing your journey, right, and saying that there's this group, you know, inside we serve in this way, and then you always, your call to action, you always have to be adding members. Because listen, in the end too, it is still always a numbers game because our community is a Facebook group.
Right.
Okay, well, if you go to other menopausal Facebook groups, they're much different than ours. Inside their a normal menopause Facebook group. And listen, if you're a midlife network marketer, you're in those menopause groups. Trust me, because you're looking there to be, because you have solutions oftentimes if you're in health and wellness. And it is like a litany of complaints. Somebody, this is happening in my life. It's no good. I gained so much weight. And then everybody else complains. Thousands of comments complaining. Right. And that's not our group. We admit each person individually. Right? We welcome each person individually. So
Wow.
we do ATM, we add them to our group, we tag them in a welcome post, and we send them a messenger saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm your guide," right? The scroll is a plethora of things. Somebody could pull up a recipe from 2021 and it would be at the top of the feed, right? We set our guides with all our free resources and help, and we say, "I'm your guide and I'm here to help you." Right? How can I help you? Tell me what you need so I can give you the free resources in the group. And
Mm,
then they share it with us. And when they share it with us, then I always say, as the person who is an expert on the supplementation involved, I'm always going to share some supplementation with you. It helps you on your journey,
yeah.
but it's recommended, not required.
Mm,
Right? And here are some resources. And then inside the group, we're extremely active. Every day we are active and we run lots of fun challenges to keep everybody engaged. So in the month of July alone, we did a breakfast challenge teaching people how to make their blood, like balancing your blood sugars breakfast, right? For a whole week, everybody did. They showed their pictures of their breakfast. We do a draw at the end. Right? Then we did a walk and water challenge live every day for the check-in. The check-in is live. I'm there. Everybody check in. Tell me that you did your walk and your water. And then we did 10 minutes of fitness challenge with our fitness pro. Right? So oftentimes we would do Christmas in July. This year we did let's do challenges all month. It blew up. Everybody was busy. Everything's happening. And plus, of course, we have that 5-day drop that's gone viral, right, for our brand. And so that is beautiful in there because it's a perfect metabolic reset, a digestive reset to help these women. And we are having so much success that now it's just like a train. It's just going down the track because it's not us, it's not the guides or the group admin that are posting. It's the members of the group that are posting the results and they're so excited. You can't, I could talk about it forever, but when a group member
yeah.
is posting inside the group, it's magic. Magic. You should see the reach on the views. I could post something, there's 40,000 women in there. Let's say 3,000 people view it. A group member posts something, 15,000 people view it.
Mm-hmm. That's why you got to encourage the members of the community to post.
Yes.
It is funny, like even in the ATM groups, right? If a customer posts or someone that just got started is like, I just joined the team, can't wait for my products, they're gonna get way more likes and way more comments. It's so funny how that works because we post all the time, so it doesn't have as much uniqueness, right?
Mhm.
It's not a rare occurrence. It's every day we're posting, which we should because it's our group, right? We're one of the moderators, the admins, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you get the members posting, that's the magic, like you said. And then on top of that, there starts to like relationships are forming and people are starting to take more ownership of the group and they want to contribute, they want to be more involved, and I think those extra touches in the beginning that you guys are, sending the messages, doing the individual, welcomes, like all that stuff really does set you apart from the groups out there that are, probably 10 times the size, but they're chaotic. People are in there complaining, there's nobody help monitoring that. So it's not as valuable. It's not as valuable. It's not just about having a lot of people in a group. It's about the engagement, the support, the community feel. So I love all of that. What else would you suggest, Tina, to help people, if they wanted to build their own brand, they wanted to build their own community?
I think first and foremost, if you want to build your own brand, you really have to look deep inside yourself,
Mm,
and see what it is. Listen, you're running a business, so you want to do something you're good at,
mm,
right? So you want to be able to do something that's relatable to you, something that you love, something that you understand. If you're a realtor, talk to realtors. Make a
right.
group, a health group on realtors.
Yeah.
It does not have to be, hey, I'm a realtor, we're talking about selling houses. Hey, I'm a realtor who's in the office all the time, there late at night, eating lunch in my car, going to showings. Here's how you're going to solve your health issues, right? so that you're feeling your very best. So you're doing, like it doesn't have to be like specific to your career, if you're doing a career outside of network marketing, but it can be what is interesting to you and what's inside your heart. So you have to do that. I did a huge, and you can probably go online and find this, but I just remember I did a huge exercise. It was 7 pages long, and it forced me and just kept asking the questions until I was completely niched down into what I loved to do, who I wanted to serve, what was most important in my life, all of the things. And it came out. It was women in menopause. It was me. I was 53. I'm 59 now. Woo! 60's coming. Okay. Anyways, I was 53. I was struggling with all the things menopause, all of it, and couldn't solve my issues. And then solved the issue, cracked the code on the weight loss, found the science-backed eating that we share, utilized supportive supplementation, like all the things. That's my niche. I'm going out into the world, and I'm not going to be afraid to share my journey story. That's it. That's what we did. And that's what we continue to do on a daily basis. The other thing is too, though, I mean, inside that group, Robin from Sacramento does all things food. Everything is balanced to that.
I like how you have different experts. You have like the
Yes.
food expert, the nutrition expert, the fitness, exercise. That's smart. Very smart.
Yeah.
Love that.
And so we have those 3 people that are just like, I'm constantly, when I'm on Tuesday nights, it's a Tuesday, I'm going to not say the word of the product, Tuesday, whatever, giveaway. It's a T word too. Anyways, every Tuesday. I go in there and I teach about something that's happening about menopause, or something that they can be doing to help themselves, or tricks for sleeping, sleep management. I talk about weighted blankets, headbands that I wear, not just sleep supplementation, little things that can help you in your journey. And then I give something away, right? Everybody's there on Tuesdays.
And I love that you have themes. So you have different themes on different days. So you create that schedule so people know they can kind of expect like what's happening Tuesday, what's happening Thursday, what's happening Saturday, maybe. But yeah, I like that. That's smart. Really smart.
Lots of food workshops, and Robin will be live and like making stuff, you know how intriguing that is when you look on TikTok or Instagram and you see somebody making it.
Yeah.
Every jar in the book you could ever think of, like as far as jar meals go, right? Because so many women are still going to work every day. So overnight oats or breakfast, Mediterranean jar, Taco Tuesday jars, like we have everything, bowls, like it just goes on and on. But I'll let you know, listen, it's a slow build. You got to make the commitment. I'm so glad we made that commitment. And sometimes you can think to yourself, whew, this is tedious work, right? You're like every day on that same thing, but it is so fulfilling when just one person tells you how excited they are that the number on the scale is moving again, and they've got their energy back, and they're out walking their dog, and they're doing a lot of the things that they didn't do before. It's so fulfilling. And then the other thing that's happened too is, I started my journey 6 years ago. So I am transformed. I kept the weight off. I am Benjamin buttoning it, because I seriously look younger than I did when I was 53. Okay, I have gray hair, but anyways. But all I'm saying is the ladies in the group that became guides that raised their hands, they are completely transformed. Like these women have transformed themselves. So not only are they now said, raise their hand, I did this journey. Hey, Tina, we want to, be part of the team. They look amazing. Like everybody looks amazing. And they all come from different aspects of life. Man, we just interviewed one of our sisters from England. So and cool. She raised her hand after she's lost, I think, 30 pounds. And she raised her hand to become, part of the team. She took a course on counseling menopausal women. She works in this amazing wellness spa now. Like she changed careers and everything and still doing And you look at her and you're like, oh my God, your hair's down to your waist. You're in your 50s. You look amazing. Like it was just, but it's happening to all of us. All of us. And she did that 2 years ago. She came to the group.
You know what's cool too is that you can create your public content. For those of you watching, like this is what Tina does. This is what a lot of her teammates do is they do the public content, right? The TikToks, the Reels, like all the things we talk about.
Yes.
And like you said, the call to action is always to be a part of this community. And they're not necessarily like saying you got to buy our collagen, you got to buy our menopausal supplement. But that is going to be a conversation inside the group, right?
Always.
So a lot of you might think, well, should I build my own group? That's your own choice, right? If you want to build a brand, it does make sense to have your own community. I wouldn't necessarily go start one right now. And a lot of you, your call to action could be to join the ATM group that your company or your team has.
Yes.
But I love that Tina did this because so many of us, and I just interviewed Kayla Betts the other day, and she was talking about building a brand, and I'll have like Cindy Curry on or Vanessa J or like all these people that are, building their brand, whether it's, doing TikTok or Reels or, they're doing Facebook Lives, they're building a Facebook community. Like there's not just one way to do it. But in my opinion, if you're going to build a brand and the one thing that Tina touched on that I think is so important is she got clarity on who she wanted to serve, the community she wanted to build. Once she had that, then it made sense to have that group. And Facebook groups are still extremely powerful, right? It's such a great way to build that connection with people and a deeper relationship with the people that follow you. Because people that follow you, they're not really in a community. Like they're following you, but they're probably not going to see as much of your content as they would if they're in a group, especially if you do some of what Tina's doing inside that group. And look, some of you could do this with your ATM groups. You could incorporate some of this. But I just think it's very smart. It's powerful. And, like you said, the results speak for themselves. You've got people that have literally changed their careers and have, lost weight and they feel amazing. And it's literally become life-changing for people that are in your group. So I just think that's like the coolest thing. And on top of that, of course, a lot of these people end up becoming your customers. They become your teammates. They join the organization and, they want to be promoters just like you, right? They want to emulate what you've done. So I just think it's awesome. Any other tips, anything else you would recommend for people that are wanting to go down this path and build their own community?
I think you just have to be committed. If you're committed to something, right? Like in your heart, committed to it. So through the patches, I mean, I would say roughly at least 100 people want to come into our group every day.
Wow.
And then there's been some crazy times where 3,000 people like in 3 days want to come into the group. It's just a different weird cycle, but you have to stay steady. You have to continue to grow the community. I mean, the community right now, we could leave it and never add anything and just keep adding people and it's sustainable, but that's not what we're about, right? We're about to help other women. It is the toughest transition and many of us don't realize it. And it's a really tough transition. So to be in a community that is full of solutions and education is really, really nice. And I think if you're going to build your own community based on your niche, on your demographic, that being committed to it and understanding that it's a slow build, right? Keep in mind, this community has been slowly building since probably July of 2020. And, but
still, that's only a few years. That's amazing.
Well, and like you said, it's, you go into other Facebook groups and it's chaotic and none of that happens in our group.
I love it.
It's not there. And the other thing is too, people come to the group and they think it's going to be just a Facebook group. And they're like, whoa, like what's going on in here?
Like y'all got your shiz together. Okay.
Yeah. And I will also let you know that people are watching. So now that we have been doing the 5-day metabolic reset, the 5-day drop inside the group, people are reaching out to me that joined the group in 2021. I'm ready, Tina. I'm ready. Keep serving your community. Once you make the commitment on your niche, open your community, serve your community. always do a call of action to your community. Always be inviting people from the outside. You will not do anything in this business unless you are inviting people to the outside. I don't care if you're a promoter, if you're a team builder, if you're anything. Please, your warm market is, gets done with you really fast, everybody, right? So, that's one of the things I think oftentimes about network marketing is that because we just go straight to our Facebook page and, then you're like grinding on all your friends and your family and they're like, oh, she's doing one of those things.
Yeah.
No, find something that you can serve people with, serve them with an open heart for free.
Yes.
Right?
Powerful. I love it.
If you build it, they will come.
And by the way, we also need to point out, like, you started this group when you were in your early 50s. Now, like you said, 59. So if you're 29 and you're watching this, you're not going to start a menopause group, right? You want to talk to people that are having the same challenges that you're having. That's always, if you're ever like, what do I talk about? How do I figure out my brand? What do you struggle with? What are your problems? Because people that are just like you are going to relate to your problems. If you're 29 trying to talk to a 59-year-old, they're going to be like, sweetheart, you have no idea what you're talking about, right? And by the way, vice versa. If a 59-year-old is trying to, lecture a 20 or teach them something, but it's going to come off as like they're trying to lecture them, right? You got to talk to people that are just like you. There's no one easier for you to talk to when it comes to building a brand. Like, why do I always talk about MLM PTSD? Because I know a lot of people in my community, in my network, that can relate to that, right? So a lot of our content, a lot of our value, a lot of our lessons, a lot of our trainings are geared towards the challenges and the problems that my demographic has. Tina, same thing. Anybody else I interview, it's the same thing. Like, anybody building a brand and they're doing the whole attraction marketing thing, like, you got to figure out, like, here's the list of problems and here's some solutions. And you're selling the solution while you're rubbing salt in the wound and talking about the problem. And then you're like, here's the solution. And you don't always have to be the expert, right? You can take people on the journey with you.
Yes.
You can talk about solutions you found. Even if you found the solution this morning, you could share that with your audience. You don't necessarily have to say, I've been doing this for years. You could say, hey, I'm going to try this out. And they're going to go, well, I want to try it out with you. What's this 5-day drop? I want to drop 5 to 10 pounds and have a metabolic reset, right? Like, things like that. This is the stuff that marketers do. And you got to start thinking differently about how you want to show up and how you want to serve. So, Tina, I appreciate the heck out of you. Congratulations on all your success, not just with your group, but in your business. One of the top earners in the world, one of the top Canadian leaders. You're always leading by example, and you're always willing to hop on a training, and teach and share and help others. And I just appreciate that so much. And I think it's a really big deal. It's why our culture is so special, because we have people like you that are willing to contribute. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I mean, thank you, because I came to this brand, right, through you. And I have to say, like, the systems that were in place for me to learn instantly, when I know we can't make income plans, but I didn't make very much money in my last year with my company and in my first month, because I was in a brand that had all the systems in place. I replaced that year's income in the first month that I was with this brand. And I think that what's neat is that we took the systems that we learned from you, and those systems are completely in place for our whole team in our menopause group.
Oh.
Right. So we run that system, and everybody does the same thing. And we've got the 3 experts, but all those guides share their journey story, and all those guides have the experts to lean on. So,
and now you just
come on
now you
over.
can go focus on your
I'm here to share my systems.
Well, and now you can go focus on your pickleball career. So there you go.
Yes. 60 plus. Whoop, whoop.
I love it. You're awesome. Thank you, Tina. You're the best.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Make sure you follow Tina. Actually, it'd be this way, right? Make sure you follow Tina, because she's always showing up in the biggest way. She does amazing, valuable posts and videos and all the things, obviously geared towards menopause and the women she's trying to help, right? So you can get some great ideas what she's doing. But again, appreciate all of you hopping on. Tina, appreciate you. You guys, let's go make it a great day. Let's go crush.